Today, I'm going to show you how to set up Command Center 2.0 inside of Zoho CRM. Command Center is essentially a tool that allows us to create automated processes that bridge across applications where you very often don't need any deluge to actually make it all come together. So this is actually a functionality that a little while back we did a first impressions video on. We had a couple little issues as we were recording that, partially on me actually as the one setting it up. So today I'm going to redo that video. We're going to walk through a very similar use case, but it's going to work. So with that, let us jump right on in. A couple things right off the gate here. We're going to be using the contacts module for this example. We have our example contact here that we have set up, and we're going to be tying this into Zoho Desk. So basically, when a ticket gets created in Desk, we want a task to get created on this contact. That's kind of the use case where maybe you have your account executive or account manager. They might be the owner in CRM, but maybe they're not the one working the tickets, right? So they might not see that a ticket got created. And so they want them to know that this happened so that they can be in the loop in case the customer needs something from them directly. So what are we going to do? We're going to jump into setup. We're going to go to the Command Center tab under Experience Center. There are two types of Command Center processes. Pathfinder, we're not going to cover too much today. That's mostly around kind of like tying into some web activity, more on the sales and marketing side. We're going to set up a process via the Journey Builder that basically allows us to tie together multiple steps cross application. So we'll create a new journey here. We'll call this our Desk-to-CRM interactions. And then we're going to drop into the UI. So the first thing we're going to do here is click Create Stage. And now before we get into building this, I want to make sure we've defined a couple terms that we're going to use as we're going through this flow. So each of these little boxes here are what we call a stage. So this is like the place that a record is in the process. In between each of these, where you see this little plus button, is what we'll call a transition. So basically, how does it move from one stage to another? Now, the big difference here, looking at Command Center versus something like a blueprint in CRM, is that these transitions are not so much clicked by the user, right? They're more something where the system is looking for a signal, which you see over here on the right. When that signal is identified, it will move it through that transition. Now, the cool thing about Command Center, and really the special sauce here, is that signals can, of course, come from CRM, but they can also come from other integrated apps, right? So things like Zoho Desk, Zoho Survey, Zoho Webinar, as well as these other options. It's kind of interesting, this UI here. It's basically going to show you the applications that you've already integrated to CRM over here on the right, nested under that CRM list. You can also just use these other options here down below, right? So there's no real wrong answer. I've been using them directly from those other apps just because I see more options in here and I like to have more options in front of me. But you can definitely just use the desk option here under CRM as well, right? Kind of just up to you. They're both going to work. Now, one thing I do want to note with these Command Center flows is that up in the top right, if you see this little Manage Identifiers tab, we're going to come back to that in a second because it's very important. So you might think I could just come in here and say, hey, Zoho Desk, new ticket, right? Well, choose our departments, one or multiple. There are cases where you may only want to do this for like billing related tickets, right? So you would only look at that particular department. So I could do that, right? And I could say, hey, ticket created. And then inside of my ticket created transition, I'll define my identifier. Now, identifiers are really the special sauce here. So like if I'm doing this in Deluge, I'm basically taking, when a ticket is created, I'll fire off a workflow in Desk, I'll get the email address, I'll search the CRM contacts list based on that email address to find my contact. Identifiers are basically you saying, what do I have in a ticket that I also have in a contact, right? That the system can just work it out on the back end, right? Just use the email, go find it. You can do that Deluge search for me without me having to code it myself, right? So I would choose my email here, and then I would think, hey, I'm off to the races, right? I'll just add my task and I'm good to go. Now when a ticket is created, I'll see that task in CRM. Not quite, because the problem here is I've only specified a ticket as being relevant to this at all, right? If you've noticed, nowhere in here yet have I specified that this is even related to the contacts module in any way, shape, or form, right? So I need to have some kind of transition to essentially say, hey, we're talking about a contact here, right? So if I were to drag from the left here over to my stage, I'll add a transition here using something in CRM, right? And I could do like a record edit, I could do a record create. Maybe I'll do both of those, right? Just to make sure I'm safe. Now, before we move on, I do have to ask, if you're finding the video useful so far, please be sure to like and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment with any questions, feedback, or video requests, and head on over to Zenatta.com and click on book a meeting if you'd like to talk about how we can help you with your Zoho implementation. Let's get back to it. Here, I'm going to show it in terms of a record edit, just for the simplicity's sake of this video. So I'll say, hey, when a record is edited in the contacts module in any layout, then I'll give this a name, a record edit. Now it will land over in this stage, and I'll just call this entered journey, just for simplicity's sake. So now, because I've added this transition related to the contacts module, I can now come into my identifiers and specify that the email address, or even maybe I'll use both email addresses, right? You can have more than one thing that it searches for in the back end. Less is better. If you can make it work with less, do that. But you can have multiple things here that it's basically going to search on when that ticket is created to find the appropriate contact. Make sure to use something unique. So I would avoid anything related to name. You're looking for like a phone number, or perfect would be an email. That's always going to be the one you want to use if it's available. So now they've entered this journey, but I don't really need anything to happen at this point, right? The ticket isn't created. It's just I need to tell the system that a contact is what we're looking for here later when that ticket gets created. Now, you may also find a use case to have some multiple flows that kind of do the same thing, right? So I may also come in here and do like a record creation for any layout in contacts. And then here, I'll set that same identifier for email address. And then this stage would be like entered journey creation, right? So again, this is really just a catch-all, right? Because I need everything to enter this journey if I want it to work correctly. So I'm basically just going to say, hey, if it's edited or if it's created, go ahead and toss it into this journey so that it can start to listen for that ticket getting created. So now, down below here, I'm going to add one more stage. I'm going to call this ticket created. And then I will draw my line to create my transition. And now we're ready to start using things from this little desk widget, right? So now I'll come in, I'll set up my new ticket. I'll just include both departments just for simplicity's sake. And then here, these identifier fields are pulling from my tickets. Now you can kind of see why I'm using email, right? Because the email address is stored directly inside of that ticket record, right? So I'll just pull up desk in the background here so we have that ready. And then we'll call this our ticket creation transition. Now, here under this stage is where we're going to talk a little bit about actions. Actions are just like in a blueprint or in a workflow. Once the thing before happens, the transition, what do we want to do? So we'll essentially create an action group for CRM. Now here I'm going to choose my leads or my contacts module. And then just like a workflow, right? You've got your instant action, your scheduled action, your recurring actions, right? So I'll add my instant action here. And then I'll drop in, you've got a bunch of options. We're going to do a task. And then we'll give this a name and our standard, plus 2 business days due date. And just like a normal workflow task, if I don't specify the owner, it's basically going to assign this to the owner of that contact record. So now I'll click Save and Associate. And now I have that task set up inside of this particular stage. Now, one more thing I need to do here, you may be noticing, well, from both of these journeys, there's no path that gets you over to ticket created, right? Well, just like I can in other systems, I can basically set this ticket creation flow as a common transition, right? So I can say, hey, regardless of where you're at, if a ticket is created, go ahead and move it to the ticket created stage here. So now I always like to go into manage identifier and just make sure I've set all these up. So for all of my steps, we're going to be using email. That looks good. So now I'll publish this journey. So now we're ready to actually play around with this a little bit. So one thing you'll notice, I'm going to jump into my contact record, and it's not currently in the journey. Once I make an edit to it, or if a record were created, so for any net new data, it's just going to enter automatically. Now I'm in my journey, right? And I can say, hey, my Desk-to-CRM interactions, I've entered my journey. And at this point, it's basically just waiting and listening, right? It doesn't have to do anything yet because no ticket's been created, but it's ready to receive that data once I come into Desk and take an action. So I'm going to grab this ticket. This ticket is associated to that contact just via the Desk and CRM integration. I'm going to clone it. We'll give it just a new name. And then I will submit this ticket. And so now that journey should be triggered. So we're going to go ahead and give it a refresh. Well, you'll notice right away, here's that task. It gets created. It's got our dynamic due date. It's assigned to the owner of that contact. And now in this case, my record has actually left the journey altogether, right? So because this stage was terminal, meaning like the last one that's in this command center journey, there's nothing else for it to do, right? So it just exits the flow completely. If you wanted to keep it in the flow, here is where you would start to add more steps, right? So maybe I'll add another stage, right? And then down below, I'll drop it into that stage. I'll say, hey, when the ticket is updated inside of a particular department, then I want to move it again, right? And I could say, hey, trigger by the specific ticket that was created earlier, right? The stuff is actually works really nicely. So basically, yep, I want to only listen for an edit to that previous ticket. I'll click save. And then maybe I actually want to say, hey, only do it for, particular types of contact records, right? So this is really where your journey starts to expand more, right? Is saying, hey, once this ticket is edited, then do something else. And here I could set more actions, I could set functions, I can set emails, right? But you can start to see this is the type of flow where normally you would just have to do it in Deluge, right? You'd have to come into Desk, add a workflow, set up a Deluge function to basically find and update this related contact with some type of data or related record. We're now looking at Command Center. You basically don't have to do it that way, right? You can use Command Center to bridge the gap for you and just automatically use the identifier system to make updates across the system into other applications. Really, honestly, the main thing that's tricky to use with Command Center and where we've had to think about it a lot is really just how do I keep it in the journey, right? That really becomes the rub. How do I get it into the journey initially? And how do I make sure that it stays in the journey to manage that full process? In a case like this, it's relatively simple. Just because like this kind of a one-shot process flow. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to build a longer one, right? Where we kind of show maybe multiple applications or multi-step processes and some of the tricks around keeping it inside of your Command Center flow. But even just for this basic stuff, I mean, this is now a Deluge function that you don't have to write, right? Because Command Center will just manage that flow for you. So with that, I think we've covered the kind of high level here on Command Center for the day. As always, if you found the video useful, be sure to like and subscribe down below. Where down there, leave a comment with any video requests, questions, or feedback on this video. And as always, head on over to Zenatta.com and click on book a meeting if you'd like to talk about how we can help you with your Zoho implementation. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.